Hello and welcome to Who It Could Have Been, where every week we take a look at a different actor or actress who was up for a big famous role, but for one reason or another, they didn't quite get it, whether they've been better, worse, or just plain weird. Now this week we're actually going to take a look at yet another request that we got from the YouTube comments. Hint, hint, if you want us to cover any specifics, let us know in the comments below. But tonight we'll be taking a look at Batman Forever, the first big screen incarnation of Robin, played by Chris O'Donnell. Now, before I reveal which actor was up for this role, I wanted to ask you, TJ, what did you think of Chris O'Donnell as Robin?
I mean, I thought that movie was cute. I thought Chris O'Donnell did a decent job. I was more attracted to that film for Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee.
Actually, I had no problem with Chris O'Donnell himself. I remember the first film I ever saw with him, The Three Musketeers, which also co-starred Kiefer Sutherland and Charlie Sheen. I don't have a problem with him as an actor. I think he was actually quite fun in the role. Mm-hmm. I think that they played it too safe by casting somebody that old to play Robin. I think that at that point, Chris O'Donnell should have been playing Nightwing, skip the whole Robin step, but I understand it's an iconic character and they wanted to do it that way. But at the time, they actually offered the role to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Bitch.
And I have an interview here from a shortlist from a few years ago. He said, "I never screen tested. I had a meeting with Joel Schumacher. It was just one meeting, and no, I didn't end up doing it. They asked, 'Did you actually want the role?' He said, I don't think I did, no. As I recall, I took the meeting, but didn't want to play the role. Joel Schumacher is a very talented director, but I don't think I was ready for anything like that." So while he talked about the possibility of doing it, he didn't seem like he really had his heart set in the role. But can you imagine Leo playing Robin?
So here's one thing you're going to learn about me, bud, and I don't mind anybody knowing this. When it comes to Leo, I'm on board. I'm on board for almost anything this cat does. After seeing him in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, seeing him in Blood Diamond, and seeing him in Django, I know that man got range. So as far as I'm concerned, short of doing blackface, he can play any role that he wants to.
Batman Forever, released in 1995. Other Leonardo DiCaprio movies that were shot and released about that time: Basketball Diaries, Quick and the Dead. I think he made the right choice. I think that my take on it, I think Leonardo DiCaprio could have done it. I think he could have done well in it. He had a more youthful appearance than Chris O'Donnell did at the time. So I think that he would have been closer to an age appropriate. I find it kind of funny they use age appropriate for a kid being a vigilante, but nevertheless, age appropriate version of the character. And dare I say, I think based on his Growing Pains appearances, dare I say he would have been fun in the role.
True. He has at that point in time, because I mean, we're talking about Jack here. There was enough room on that door. I'm just saying. But he has that you said it, the youthfulness. He's got a twinkle in his eye. He's got that smile. He looks like I could have seen him as being a naive kid that just saw his family murdered, and then that changing him. I mean, I felt like it would have been believable. And again, Cat got range to do whatever he wants. So we've done this a couple times, and I've said a lot that the movie would be completely different. I can say right now, no disrespect to O'Donnell, had Leo done it, it would have been a much better movie. And then we probably wouldn't have seen Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Dr. Freeze, because Batman Forever would have done so great that they would have put a little bit more into the next one.
You know, I've shared a little bit of my thoughts on Batman Forever. For me, I think that Batman Forever has a lot of the similar issues that Batman and Robin had. I'm not a big fan of Neon Gotham. I think that particular series went downhill after Tim Burton left as director, because he so produced Forever. I think that if they cast Leonardo DiCaprio, it would have been an even more wasted opportunity for Batman Forever, because I think that casting him, they would have had, more so in retrospect, FYI, but I think though the film would have had more clout that I think that its other plot vacancies would have been more apparent.
Leo as Robin, talking to Tokyo J over here, that would have popped for me. He would have stole the show because he's dominant, man. He steals the day. He still scenes, man. Like I just can't see him being a bit character because he does such a phenomenal job. I am openly gushing on this guy because he does a phenomenal job as an actor. Just saying.
I think there's an alternate universe somewhere where Batman Forever was directed by Tim Burton. It starred Michael Keaton. It had Leonardo DiCaprio as Robin. And it had Billy D. Williams as Two-Face. Because remember, he was introduced as Harvey Dent in the original Batman.
That is right.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere in an alternate universe, this version of Batman Forever exists. God damn, I really wish we were in that universe.
Hashtag quantum realm.
But imagine though, one last point, if Leonardo DiCaprio had accepted the role, right? He would have been in a contract for sequels, which means he may not have starred in Titanic because he would have been busy doing Batman and Robin.
Wow. See, again, everything happens for a reason, and as cheesy as this may sound, this United States wouldn't be the United States that it is if we not gotten Titanic, man. Jimmy Cameron put his whole foot in that movie. We knew what was going to happen, and Leo, Jack and Rose still made you want to watch.
Somewhere out there's a version of Titanic starring Bruce Campbell.
It doesn't stay in theaters for 7 months. Because Titanic stayed in theaters from the summer to that December.
The 13-year-old girls wouldn't have been there for Bruce Campbell, but all the 13-year-old boys would have been there for Bruce Campbell and the drawing scene. So hell, it would have been a win for half the population. Near half.
Completely different. Completely different. Everything. Look, in this alternate universe that we're talking about, none of us are happy right now. We're all working at a mill. Like it's just. AI is on the verge of taking over everything. We're in the correct timeline.
I could just imagine Bruce Campbell. The Titanic is sunk. They're on the door. I could see him like flipping the door over, him claiming it and saying, "Hail to the king, baby." Greatest movie ending ever.
People would not like that.
I think I've just found a way to improve the movie. It would have cut $1 billion off of its box office, but for me, it would have been a vast improvement.
Give me this door. Open hand, slap to the face. Hail to the king.
Hail to the king.